Where do we go when we die? How does a death impact our afterlife? Is there a life after death in the first place? All these are rather philosophical questions that we will never have answered with full certainty. The lack of knowledge, however, does not stop us from interpreting into the matter. Welcome to Deadbolt. What is Deadbolt, you may ask? Deadbolt is an indie horror stealth game, where I guess the horror aspect is mainly the subject matter. Made by Hopoo Games, the creator of their little known roguelike Risk of Rain, which I may cover at a later point. It puts the player into the cloak of the Grim Reaper, the only person who seems to actually be alive in this world. A dark purgatory that is shaped like a modern city. The Reaper is a living, mortal entity commanded by the flames, a mysterious force of nature that the Reaper seems to feel bound to. Day after day, he talks to the flames, gaining a new mission to fight undead crime. The three gangs of this purgatory each consist of a different kind of undead. Zombie Kings is a gang fully consisting of, you guessed it, zombies. Zombies are created when a living person dies to overdosing on drugs. They live a meaningless existence in this hell, known to the drugs that killed them. They overdose on ash over and over again. Despite their fate, their leader Roland seems to still have some hope. He keeps moving the drug around to protect it, in hope of one day finding a way to save his kind from their fate. However, in time, the Reaper catches up with Roland and his cartel, killing him in his mansion after finding connections to the next gang, the 1000-Year Royals. The 1000-Year Royals are a gang of vampires, undead who are created when their presumed lovers end them. In contrary to the zombies, vampires keep up appearances and do enjoy a good party or two. Their clubs only last so long, however. The leader of the Royals, Madame Staler, is ruling the gang with an iron fist and a hatred for undeath itself. And disobedient vampires soon find themselves to be the ash the zombies consume. But the perpetrators of the mass ashing are the Dredgers. The Dredgers are a cult of skeletons, people that committed suicide. As a punishment for their act, their bodies have no brain to shoot, no nerves to sever. They can only be crushed to pieces or reaped by the Reaper himself. A lack of skin is cooling them, making their existence a frosty hell. Should they, however, manage to destroy themselves, their freedom is short-lived. Their powerful commanders, the Liches, are made to stop them. Their ability is using magic to fend off the cold of their own bones, to freeze their enemies or bring life to their fallen allies. This gives the Liches a short moment of warmth, and absent of the cold, but brings more pain to their allies. The Dredgers are hoarding bodies of other undead to create a portal to a warm place. The leader Ibzan actually manages to create it and leads his people to the home of the flames. The Reaper manages to slaughter the undead in there and finish off Ibzan, but Ibzan does not appear to hold it against the Reaper. He was one himself, way back. Before he became a skeleton, Ibzan served the flames. But one day he came home as barren bones. The flames were gone. Ibzan was alone. But the flames do not seem to mind. They deplete and leave the Reaper to the darkness. But who was the Reaper in the first place? Well, we know there are more than one Reapers, as the candle mentions. I have never seen a Reaper before, implying there are more than just one of them around. In general, he says little to nothing actually. He got 2 empty lines in the game. We just see him reaping souls and solving crime, but we know little about him. Hopoo, the guy who made the game, not the team, said that Reapers were originally created by suicide, but the plot was then changed with the addition of skeletons. We may never know where he came from, but we do know what he does. He lays in bed, idly. A Reaper does not eat, drink or sleep. He doesn't even have eyelids to close his eyes. All he does there is lie, and let his mind go freely.
That was the plan. Give you a boner. You cowboy.